Well, if you'll excuse me, gentlemen, I have a date with the wrath of Vladimir Putin.
Well, what do you plan on doing with Vladimir Putin?
I am going to have a uncalled for evening with him. We are going to sweetly walk through dinosaurs.
Well, that, I can imagine, is going to be like a bass drop so huge it tears the starry vault. I can't read the rest of that. Selling crack to children.
I assure you that it's not going to be like selling crack to children. It's going to be like an afraid... Oh. It's going to be like an afraid igloo.
I was imagining something along the lines of handicapped sperm whales.
Nope. His cold Russian powers will make snow, and simultaneously we'll use that snow to make igloos, and simultaneously his Russian powers will make those igloos afraid.
I can imagine this ending with a lot of self-loathing.
More like pounding nails.
That too. Do you really expect you'll have a fun time? Like, I can imagine you'd probably have more fun with putting an entire peanut butter and jelly sandwich into a VCR.
Well, notice how I said the wrath of Vladimir Putin, not with Vladimir Putin.
Oh.
I expect his wrath.
How do you expect to obtain his wrath?
Well, he's very different than other people, like a nuanced critique.
He's quite torturous.
And unsupportive. But at the same time, he's quite normal and submissive.
Wouldn't you rather go on a date with my sex dungeon?
I'd rather go on a date with shapeshifters. But Vladimir Putin is philosophical.
Like corn?
Yes, like corn. He's the one that I want to go with.
I always saw you with Miley Cyrus at 55.
Say again?
I always saw you as going on a date with Miley Cyrus at 55.
Well, I always saw myself as a lifeguard, and I always thought that I would smoke. But I do neither of those things.
Well, I know it took you a while to be toilet trained.
I know that people think he's the stereotypical mere concept of Applebee's, but he's like a bigger, blacker dick. You know, he's larger than life.
Well, he's got a lot of completely unwarranted confidence, which you can imagine under his circumstances. Like, he's got more confidence than Darth Vader.
Well, I think he's enthusiastic, you know? He's not really into pulling out. You know, he did that whole thing with Ukraine. But he attracts me like a magnet.
Although he does like solving problems with violence.
Yeah, and sometimes he can be disgusting. But that's just what you'd have to expect with a high world leader.
And then there was that viral video where he was trying to figure out how to have sex with a dolphin.
That was fake. It had ominous background music, and it was trying to be all, like conspiracy theories and orgasm-inducing. It's just, I don't listen to those.
He's just certifiably fancy. I mean, like, I thought you didn't like fanciness. I thought you thought fancy was anal beads.
You're right. Going on a date with him feels like getting crushed by a vending machine sometimes, and he's forgetful and he likes hormone injections for some reason, but he's quite proportioned.
Actually, there was a new update on his profile and he got an asymmetric boob job. So he's not proportional anymore.
Well, I know, he's done crazy things. He's snorted coke off a clown's boner, but he likes to ride horses too, and he's soft-spoken.
It's just like my inner demons just don't agree with this pair. It just doesn't work.
I know sometimes he can be a giddy gummy bear, but I really think he's smooth. He's the guy to stick with.
I think you should look for someone new. Someone who's being popular and good at sports.
I can't. It's not the same. It gives me a feeling of like having sex on top of a pizza. You know?
It's kind of, no, I don't know. I absolutely don't know.
He's not narrow-minded. He's not squishy.
I thought he had clenched butt cheeks.
Yes, that's why he's not squishy. He's a very firm man. He's got cybernetic enhancements too.
Well, you might want to take it slow because you don't want to do it on a Domino's Oreo dessert pizza.
I'm not saying that's what we're gonna do. It's just how it feels. We're not that intense. And listen, some people don't know this, but he's actually kind of self-conscious.
Oh. He comes off as being a bit lonely.
Yeah, and sometimes I'd rather get an ice pick lobotomy than be on a date with him. But in the end, he's a good guy to stick with. He's got a little bit of tasteless side boob, you know?
Well, he got the asymmetric boob job, and that was on the 4th of July, too.
Yeah, I'm going on this date.
Okay. Well, I hope you have a very modified and circumstantial time.
I'm sure I'll have an obnoxious